Well, I've known Fannie Louise Maddux for many years, and I've developed an enormous respect for her over that period of time. She is the absolute personification of passion about public education.
And I came to Christian County in 1989 and got active in our schools. And of course, one of the first people that I met was Fannie Louise Maddux. There was at PTO, it was at a board meeting, it was at working with the Christian County Education Coalition. You were going to run into Fannie Louise Maddux, and I tell you, she had an energy then, and she still has a great energy now.
I have known Fannie Louise since Rich and I were in kindergarten at First Christian Church. So like my whole life I've known Fannie Louise. When I did my Commonwealth Institute of Parent Leadership, that's when I started spending more time with Fannie Louise to learn about public education.
I am fortunate to have known Fannie Louise for quite a while. I knew her through things the Prichard Committee was doing, and then she became a member of the board for the Center for Gifted Studies at WKU. And I couldn't have done without her during those years that she was involved.
In 2012, I applied for this position, Superintendent of Prichard County Public Schools. And the community had forums and wanted to get to know and have a voice in the selection and support of a new superintendent, which I really appreciated. And this lady asked this question, and I just remember thinking, I don't even remember how I responded, but I remember thinking, she is amazing. She has a depth of knowledge about the real root causes of gaps, for example, and just a really insightful vision of what our priorities need to be in public education.
It's sort of like the creation of the universe. I think I have known Fannie Louise all my life. I've always been aware of all the effort that she has put into any of this. She's pushed that rock uphill for a long time.
Well, we work together mostly as board members of the Prichard Committee. You know, a lot of people on boards really just like the board meetings. But Fannie Louise was working all the time in Christian County.
She was the chairman of the board of the Christian County School Board for many years and kind of present at the creation of the Prichard Committee.
Well, while I was mayor in 2008, we held an education summit in Christian County, and Fannie Louise was instrumental in the organization of that summit. And one of the things that came out of that summit was an organization called the Education Coalition for Christian County.
With the Christian County Education Coalition, she was trying to get rid of some myths as far as how children were performing and trying to get parents and stakeholders and teachers to all come together to make our schools as great as possible. And I'm telling you, that work there started us on a roadmap, on a path where we're still having some of that great success today.
There were so many things with workforce education that she helped us work through with industries and talking to people to understand that the collaboration and where we were going with internships, apprenticeships.
In connection with other people, I think she has gotten the business community more involved, which is certainly a plus because, as Willie Sutton said, that's where the money is. That has been a bright idea that is now happening in other parts of the state. A lot of people who are pushing apprenticeships and internships as an alternative to huge college debts for students are figuring out that you can't do it without business. And I think they figured it out in Christian County several years ago.
Anytime somebody becomes a new school board member, she would want to meet with them, just to remind them they're the whole policy, not to tell everybody what to do. And she would give them their little packets of all their Prichard Committee information that explain public education.
One of the things that I will always think of as I think of Fannie Louise is her gracious advocacy. I am all about advocacy myself, and so to watch her be the advocate for excellence in education is something that I admire admired then and I admire now.
A real lady with a beautiful voice, a lovely demeanor. She had the velvet glove, but she was strong and was out there saying things that might offend some people, and she was not afraid to do it. As Pritch used to say, we're here to comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. And I think Fannie Louise was actually comfortable doing that.
She's very practical. She keeps it simple, but she beats a drumbeat, and she beats a consistent drumbeat of being positive about the great work done in public schools.
You know that the world is full of people who will pat you on the back and say, I'm 100% behind what you're doing, but they won't help. And she's one of those rare people who gets in and gets her hands dirty and continues to work at it every day, I think.
She has written letters to our local paper. She has written letters to politicians. She attends meetings. That's the kind of engagement that helps be part of transforming and making real change happen.
She inspires me because some days I'll be like, Rich, I'm tired. He'll say, you need to call my mother. I'll call Fannie Louise and say, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. Public education's exhausting me. And she'll say, no, Bob Sexton would say, we must be relentless in our pursuit of excellence in education.
Well, I want to congratulate you, Fannie Louise, on receiving this much-deserved award. You have made an outstanding contribution to education in Christian County, and we owe you a great debt of gratitude. Thank you very much.
Fannie Louise, I'm so grateful for this opportunity to express my gratitude. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being an advocate for public education. I know that you have done everything you can possibly do to be a positive role model, voice for students in our public schools.
Fannie Louise, I am so proud that you're getting a much-deserved award. You have went above and beyond the requirements of a community leader, and you have inspired us to continue to strive for excellence. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for how you support all kids from all areas, and we really appreciate it.
Fannie Louise, I am ever so happy to congratulate you on this award. You are the kind of Prichard Committee member that we wish each member was. Congratulations.
Fannie Louise, let me just tell you how much I've always admired you and loved you. And I wish I were there to congratulate you, because I think you are the absolute epitome of a community leader.
Fannie Louise, I'm so excited for you, and it's such a well-deserved honor.